Alright, so this is a review on the Massimo refrigerated cooler. It's my Gen 2 Raptor. So I've got this thing, I've installed it pretty much. I mean, this is not a permanent fixture, but I have a slight tension here from the seat, and I can put this shotgun seat up and put that against it when I'm driving. One of the things you'll see in the manual is that they do not recommend it being at a tilt or an angle while it's on for an extended period of time. So I've got a tie down strap in here, ratchet strap. I found some anchor points on the sides of the seats to get it in there, and I put that around the side here, right around. There's a little lip here. I've also got a pad under here to give it some additional cushioning. This is the e-cooler. This is the largest one that they sell. I have used this on one camping trip and I was very happy with it. One of the problems that arises on camping trips, especially for more than a few days, is if you've got your food products with ice, the ice will melt, become liquid or water, and then all that water will get into your food stuff. So I got this as a solution for that. I have noticed that it's pretty draining on my battery. My car battery is about 2 years old, and it's probably a little bit aged from other stuff I've been running off of it. So I try to run this when I have the car on. I will be working on a second battery setup with a solar setup so that I could run it at night off my second car battery and keep the power to the unit and charge that from solar during the day. So I'm going to turn this on and we'll see the cooling capacity as I drive for about 15 minutes. So I just turned the truck on. This is set on 78. Well, the temperature right now is reading 78. I'm going to turn it down to 36. So right now it's 3:11 p.m. and it's showing 78 degrees. It is empty. Sure if this is where the sound is coming from, but I do believe that there is a tiny bit of rattle that's coming from this handle. Now it's very quiet. You may or may not be able to hear it. I'm not sure if the microphone is picking it up, but if I have my air conditioner on, which I don't right now, or my stereo on, it's such a minor sound that I don't notice it, and it doesn't really bother me. See if I can get it to... It's that sound right there. It's a tiny bit of chatter. So I'm going to try to localize that. So I raised this handle all the way up because I was trying to figure out where that little bit of a rattle was coming from. Again, I have everything off, my AC off, and it is this, I believe it's the spring or the mechanism inside the handle to lock it. So you can see now it's really chattering when I have it fully extended like that. So I think I know of a fix. Let me show you that. So when I keep this tab depressed to raise or lower it, the sound almost goes away completely. Shouldn't be able to hear anything now, and I'm not putting that much tension, I'm just holding the button. So we're at 20 minutes into my drive. You can see the temp here empty. It's already beneath freezing, and I mean, it's ice cold in here. It is just cold as can be. So I figured out where this little bit of chatter is coming from. It's this tab right here, and I noticed just with finger tension holding it down, that chatter is almost gone. And again, it's almost unnoticeable at freeway speed, especially with the AC on or with the radio on. But you know, I'm gonna put a zip tie holding this down, and I think that's going to solve that chatter issue or make it much more quiet. The fan on this The AC is off in my truck and I can't even hear it. I've got it running 12 volt. So the adapter is there, and I just fished it down into this center console. I have a 12 volt adapter in there and it's out of the way. It also runs off alternating current. And another tip with this is if you're putting cold food in here, to try to add some, what I do when I go camping is I'll add ice blocks. Usually not water-based, but you know, those ice gels or whatever, and that'll help to pre-cool it. I've also noticed that it gets a lot colder. I think the coils are all in here. There's no coils on this gray part. So your cooling is really from the bottom of the gray area all the way down, which is for me about 14 inches of depth. It's pretty good capacity. So pre-cool it. Remember that, you know, you're not going to get much cooling up here, although you can store beverages and things like that up on top. I have noticed that my battery is not, my car battery is not keeping up in charging it, but again, my battery's had a lot of strain on it for 2 years, so it might be a little bit weak. And I'm talking about when I turn my vehicle off and I'm just running it off the battery, it might work for an hour or two, but then my battery is done. One other great thing with this is if I buy groceries, I can just throw them in there. I don't have to take ice. I can drive wherever I want, really, and my groceries will either be at freezing or at just a colder temperature. So that's kind of a big plus to have this. I have a truck, so I can leave it in here. I mean, if you have a car, it's a little bit more difficult. I considered getting the shorter one because this one does not fit in my truck bed. It would have been kind of nice to have the fridge back there and out of the way, but you know, this works for me. I don't have a ton of people who ride with me, and if they did, I could put it in the back and just leave up one section of my truck bed. So what I did here is I put a zip tie on the handle where I thought the noise was coming from, and I don't hear anything. There's a couple other things in my cab that are making noise, but I don't hear that anymore now that I put that zip tie, so that solved that little thing. So other than that, this thing works great. I'm very happy with it.